Namaste, angels. Let's get into the love reading. I'm sorry that it's a little late. I'm apologizing, but it's not really my fault. I did have some clients that were in particular need over the weekend. So, I did, I was kind of casual about it too. It's my daughter's birthday also on Saturday. So I didn't worry about it. And I was like, I'll just do it on Sunday. And I did do it on Sunday. But then the stupid YouTube algorithm, well, first of all, I did the reading on Sunday, the general reading, but I couldn't put it up because the YouTube was acting up. And then when I finally put it up, I set it to post at 12 noon today, which it did. But, as usual, the stupid YouTube algorithm by 6, 7 p.m., still hardly anybody had seen it. So I'm like, should I put the love reading too? Or should I wait? So I played that game, and I've decided not to wait any longer and to do the love reading. So again, I apologize for waiting, but that was the method to my madness. Now you know why. We're starting with the dice with spend money. Message. Well, maybe there is a message from somebody. The die actually says massage though, not message. And it's 50-50. Spirit says forget it. Dirty movie, and eat cake. So maybe folks are still celebrating, which would be great. We got eat cake in the general reading too. With the cards, we're starting with the Three of Wands, which is a good card in terms of love and relationship, particularly if you are single. It's a positive omen. However, it does have some potential negative connotations too. If you're single, it can mean that you're like work and focus on the material and money and stuff. And especially like your career. Wands are often about work and career. Could be so strong right now that you're not paying attention to, your love life. So you lack balance. And it suggests that even if you're single, you make room for romance. If you are partnered, then potential negative connotation with this one is, it's again about balance. It's like your relationship should be going well, provided that your partner's treating you like an equal. If they're not treating you like an equal, if there is no equity, you feel, or reciprocity in your relationship or relationships, and you make it known, you file your complaint with your mate or mates or, whatever it is you're doing. And you let them know what needs to change. You communicate, and they're unwilling to do anything or nothing happens, then it may be time to move on. King of Wands, also very positive card as it relates to love and relationship. Really, really good omen. It is a court card, so it's potentially representative of an actual person in your life, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Traditional tarot, the King of Wands actually does correlate most directly to the sign of Sagittarius. I am wondering for some if this isn't about timing as opposed to something else, like in 3 weeks, maybe. Once we've entered, will we be in Sagittarius in 3 weeks? We may be. I gotta look at the calendar. I don't know. But that's what I just got. So I guess that would be right at the start of what is wrong with me? Scorpio season just started this weekend. Saturday, my daughter's birthday. So 3 weeks seems kind of quick. But maybe we'll already be heading into Sagittarius by then. And something happens. I don't know. I don't know. Something happens in your love life. Maybe a Sagittarius or a fire sign returns to you, or you meet one, or something like that. The King of Wands can also mean that if you have like an interest, a romantic interest or love interest, somebody you care about, you have loving feelings toward, has caring, loving, protective even feelings toward you too, and is willing to put in the work to make the relationship work. Moving on to the energy deck, we are beginning with the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel in reverse. So some of us may have a little solar plexus blockage. It's funny because I've been trying to get my nails done. I keep going to the salon and they keep telling me that the guy's not there, James isn't there, and Last time I had a different guy too. I don't even know his name, but he hasn't been there either. So I haven't gotten them done. But in my mind, when I do get them done, I wanted them done like bright yellow. So maybe my solar plexus chakra can use some work too. I don't know. But anyway, this is what this card can mean. And similar to what I said about the root chakra yesterday on the general reading, and looking up different ways to clear that blockage if you think that may apply to you, I would recommend the same thing with the solar plexus chakra. Last but not least, from the Angel and Animal Tarots, Major Arcana Card 1, the Magician represents the planet Mercury, most directly in the sign of Gemini, which it rules. All about manifestation, the ability to, and the wherewithal to attract any and everything it is you need to get through life, without much headache, as long as you can think positively and make a focused intention. There is magic in the air. You can manifest everything you need to be successful. And behind it is the Two of Wands, which, as I explained also in the general reading when it popped up a few times, is the twin flame or soulmate card of the tarot. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people who are helping you. Okay, that person that you enlist, maybe, or that you draw close to yourself, maybe we're trying to draw in our soulmate using the law of attraction, and that person would be a true soulmate, a twin flame relationship even. Also upright, we have the Eight of Cups, not the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Wands. Yes, the Eight of Wands. You've been presented with, well, the Eight of Cups is about walking away or moving on from something that no longer serves you or toward something that does serve you. We need balance in that area too. But I won't get into that because this is not the Eight of Cups, it's the Eight of Wands. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. Eight of Wands, often about, yes, things are finally moving where they had been stuck. There's also communication that comes with the Eight of Wands. Sometimes what's going on with the Eight of Wands is behind the scenes though, so you can't see it, but it is happening. It's like, picture when something's on its way to you in the mail, right? As long as you don't have it on your end, you're like, I don't have it. I haven't gotten it. But it is already in motion. Things have already been set in motion if it's already in the mail and it's already on a truck, the postman's truck, and he's already walking it down the block in his bag. So just because you don't have it yet doesn't mean nothing's happening. Doesn't mean it's not moving. That's the kind of energy the Eight of Wands represents. Also upright is this funky card, the Five of Cups. Maybe that's why I said the Eight of Cups before. I don't know. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier for you to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. And I think this card would be most directly showing up in relation to this one and what I was just talking about. Like, don't allow yourself to become a pessimist or doubtful, or that anything's ever good is happening for you, that things are going to move or whatever, because it may be happening already behind the scenes and you just don't know it. If you remain positive, which you need to do anyway, if you're going to be trying to, draw something in using the law of attraction, manifest something. If you remain positive, then if something does go differently than how you want it, it still makes it easier for you to deal with and for you to handle with the right attitude. Next card is the Ace of Cups, but it is in reverse. So let's give these a shuffle. Opening first to the Three of Cups, which is, I think that was the card that most directly represented the collective in the general reading. Then the Two of Cups, albeit in reverse. Ten of Pentacles. The High Priestess in reverse. Page of Cups. Some sort of offer. Maybe I should stop there. That's a nice note to stop on. New overall energy, the Ace of Swords in reverse, followed by that Three of Wands yet again. After all those times that I shuffled, that I cut, Three of Wands showing up again. Energy deck. Opening first to the Healer of the Ages. I think I did that in the general reading too, but he was in reverse. Door to Spirit in reverse. The Thinking Woman in reverse. And Community upright. This is a nice one to stop on, I think. It looks kind of like the Three of Cups, even though it's a 7. Overall energy, Angel of Balance in reverse. And lastly, these. We talked about the Magician, so I'm going to throw that in there. We talked about the Two of Wands and the Eight of Wands and the Five of Cups. King of Cups, upright. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. The King of Cups is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Very romantic, very loving, very giving, very generous, wants to, you know, dote on you and stuff like that. Behind it is the Four of Cups. This may be involving specifically a Pisces out of the water signs. The Seven of Cups is very Piscean for me. It's about illusion and dreams. And I got so many. There's so many cups here. And what do I do? My head's in the clouds. And there's a potential. And so is the Hangman. Major Arcana card 12. It most directly connects to the energy of Pisces and Neptune. And in love tends to be about a need to let something go. It doesn't mean necessarily the person or the love interest, but maybe some sort of aspect of the relationship or some sort of expectation that you had with regard to the relationship or the person or something. You know, some sort of pretty picture, maybe dream, goal that you had about relationships that's not fitting in real life, like that sort of thing. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. But the Four of Cups warns us of a possibility of just missing out. Four of Pentacles also about the need to let something go or someone go. So for some of us, there could be a need to, you know, completely move on. As I said, maybe with the Three of Wands before. But for others, this is definitely love that is waiting. And it may be with someone that you know, had a previous connection or relationship with before. And so you don't want to, you know, it's like a second time around and you don't want to blow the opportunity. All right, enough of those. Let's get into the card for each element this week. Oh, I didn't even talk about this card. And I said what I said about some of us needing to maybe actually let go of a relationship or something, in part because of this card, and otherwise because of, like I said, the Three of Wands. Because like the Three of Wands, this card can mean that there's something with the relationship or in your life in a general sense that is out of balance, that's not, like you're not necessarily getting your fair share, you're just due, something is off. Sometimes it can be about, again, in a general sense, a need for sleep. You know, it can be about a loss of energy, so need to have a seat, sit down, relax, and recoup and regroup and all that kind of stuff. But looking at it from a perspective more so of having to do with love, it can mean that something is disproportionate in your life. So if that's if you're treating somebody really well, really, you know, and they're not doing the same for you, that may be what's off, similar to with the Three of Wands. All right, so I'm going to go to these now, and the card, one card for each element, beginning with fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your card this week is the Three of Swords. I started out with the Three of Swords in the general reading for us all in general too. And as you saw, as I said in the very beginning of the reading, and as we saw as I turned over cards, it was more so about starting out this way and progressively healing over the week. So I expect or hope to see the same thing again for you guys specifically. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Devil, which does represent the sign of Capricorn most directly. So Capricorns, this is your energy but you know, at the same time for you and for the others of you, Taurus and Virgo, can be about feeling stuck in a situation that you want out of. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Magician, this is our energy. This is perfect for for us Geminis at least. But again, it is about manifestation and drawing close to you what it is, or maybe who it is in this case you want. Last but not least, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your card is the Page of Wands. Upright. Very nice. Can be an actual person, you know, possibly specifically a fire sign. And Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. So starting with our overall energy, the Ace of Swords in reverse. What was behind it? Oh yeah, the Three of Wands. Okay. Okay. Starting with the Ace of Swords in reverse. In love, this card rather, can mean that we're kind of in a mismatch with with our love interest or our mate, and you know we're dealing with somebody that's inappropriate for us, whether it is age or some sort of ideology or class or whatever. You know, just like a mismatch, at least, I guess, as, you know, society would look upon it, or maybe you would yourself might think about it traditionally. And there's nothing wrong with taking a walk on the wild side. That's the kind of energy it's talking about. And opposites do attract. So, you know, maybe that's how you ended up doing that. But this person may tell you that they're not looking for a commitment, or they're not ready for a commitment, or they don't do commitments, or they don't do commitments well. They make bad girlfriends, they make bad boyfriends, whatever. There's a bunch of different variations of that line. And if they tell you something like that, believe them. You know, you ever heard that saying, if somebody tells you who they are, believe them? That's a strong message that comes with this card. You know, and just like protect your heart, guard your heart. That said, fire signs, again, your card is a Three of Swords. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. As a matter of fact, let me pull another one for y'all. Let's do two for y'all. Oh, jeez. Lord. I'm sorry. I should have quit while I was ahead. Your clarifier is the Ten of Swords. So, yeah, getting back to the Three of Swords, it doesn't have to mean the end of a relationship. Of course, clarified by the Ten of Swords, it can definitely mean that somebody has been betrayed in their relationship. And maybe because they were dealing with somebody who said, I'm not good at relationships, and you decided to enter into one with this person anyway, and they cheated on you or whatever. They proved their point. They proved who they were. You know, you ever heard the little parable about the woman and the snake? And, you know, she takes this snake, she protects it. Snake is about to be killed. She saves its life, protects it, keeps it. And then the snake ends up biting her. And she's like, you know, you're a poisonous snake. You just killed me. I'm going to die now. You bit me. And the snake is like, well, you know, I was a snake when you saved me, when you took me home with you. And it's that sort of thing. The person, you know, told you who they were, and you didn't that they were a devil, perhaps, and you didn't listen. And so now, you know, not to say like you brought this on yourself, but they weren't lying. And so somebody was betrayed, hurt, abandoned. Maybe there was a third party, you know, cheated on, maybe you were told that you were, you know, in an exclusive relationship, or even if you were just exclusive sexual partners or something, but you found out that wasn't true. There could be a whole family of other people involved. You know, maybe the person told you they were single, but they're married, they have a family. A lot of things coming through with this. So for everybody, it's not going to mean the end of a relationship, though. But it obviously does point to difficulty, pain, hurt. In order for the relationship to survive, those that will survive, both parties have to be willing to work on it, and, you know, and to talk about the relationship, communicate, and all of that stuff. And again, that may not be the case for some, because we, you know, with this clarifier, there is betrayal involved, at least for somebody who will watch, I guess. You may find out that someone you thought cared about you is, you know, not as loving as you thought, or didn't really care about you, doesn't really care about you, was lying, the whole thing was faked, made a joke out of you, or something like that. And it's difficult. I know it's easier said than done, but it's the idea is to try to not to take it personal. Obviously, it is personal, but try not to take it personal, or to like focus and dwell on the pain and like wallow in it, because you are being guided. At the same time, there's a positive message coming out of these cards. You are being guided to the relationship that is right for you. You can't force something to be right, you know, for someone else if they, you know, if they're not interested. So the right person will care, you know, voluntarily. You will not have to force them without you, you know, jumping up and down or doing flips or acting crazy. You know what I mean? It will come. So, sorry it wasn't more positive. We'll see what comes out of the other cards. Maybe there's some advice or something. Moving on for now, though, to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're in a long-term relationship, one or both parties may have gotten to the point where they feel like they're stuck in the relationship, they're trapped in the situation, and they want out. They want out. If you're the one that's like getting signals, messages. I'm tempted to pull another card for y'all, but I'm like, look what I did last time. Look what happened last time. If you're getting those signals and messages, you know, first try to communicate if you're interested, obviously, in saving the relationship. The card can sometimes also appear if there's really nothing to be done but to end a relationship. You know, it's showing up to say, get out, sometimes. And that's the only choice, really. We always have choices. You know, so the card does represent somebody that feels like they don't have any choices, and it's a reminder also, or it's supposed to serve as a reminder also that we always have choices. You know, so take steps to either fix your relationship and keep it alive. You know, keep hope alive. Jesse Jackson, keep love alive, keep the magic alive. You know, and if that's not a possibility, then be prepared to let it go. If you are seeking, you know, you're single, you're looking for love, relationship, this could be like a warning, a signal that you are, your energy is sort of reaching the point of desperation, you know, and that kind of attitude or energy, aura, vibe will definitely drive off potential love interests or mates. So if that's the case, you got to consider, you know, maybe taking a time out, maybe taking a break, getting some rest, recouping, right? Something's out of balance, something's disproportionate, and you might have to get that together before you return to your search, you know, in terms of looking for a mate. Moving on to the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If we are in the market for new love right now, this could be a really good time when we meet somebody new. Right now, somewhere out there where we are looking for someone is looking for somebody just like us. We're looking for them, they're looking for us. It can be some real, you know, twin stuff, which Gemini, of course, represents the energy of the twins. Some real twin stuff, you know, energetically pulling each other in. Whether they find us or not, really has a lot to do with us. We can't sit around at home expecting Mr. or Mrs. Right to knock on the door. You know, we got to be out with, you know, in places, with people and things, you know, meeting and making connections and stuff. We need to be out there making ourselves available to be found, you know, but it's a really good time to do that when this card shows out. So we should get up and get out there and meet people. If you're already in a, you know, in a relationship, committed relationship, long-term relationship, whatever, then it probably will this week like rise to new levels, deeper heights and levels, and happiness, you know, even if like nothing visible, you know, tangible seems to change. Like when you think about it from objective way, then, you know, you will like notice, or like maybe in hindsight. So maybe like next week, you know, something will make you think about, you know, last week we got really, all of a sudden we got closer, you know, it's interesting. I feel good about it. I feel like we're in a good place now, you know, something like that. So it may not be like this huge change that's noticeable in the moment, but something that you will notice and be able to enjoy. Moving on to the water signs. So I made a mistake and said messages earlier when I meant massages. But for you, the Page of Wands could definitely be about messages of love and affection coming your way. If you're single, a new person, brand new, you know, with whom you have a lot in common and is like kind of adventurous and likes to like get out and do stuff, may all of a sudden bust up into your, you know, cipher, your world, your space. Take a chance on them. You got to take a chance on them if you are available, of course, if you're single and stuff like that. You know, I'm not telling nobody who is, you know, married or committed to cheat. I'm not doing that. I'm saying if you're single, then yeah. If you are committed, but unhappy, then now may be the time to begin deciding if the relationship can be saved or not. And how long you're willing to put in the effort and how much effort you're willing to put in order to make it happen at this point. Both parties, again, you know, as I told the earth signs, both parties have to be willing to work on the relationship. If your partner isn't, or if you're honest with yourself that you really aren't, it's time to move on. So that explains why some of the cards gave me an indication, like, you know, to let go. For example, with the Hangman, the Four of Pentacles showing up. I am going to be greedy and pull another card for the earth signs. Okay. It's the Ten of Cups. Well, the Ten of Cups actually says in a relationship that you really just need to like start showing, expressing your love, your feelings, you know, what it is you're thinking, going through. And often it's similar to what I told the air signs. You're out there seeking somebody and they're seeking you also. If we're feeling that our partner is maybe not in it, you know, in terms of being in the relationship, fully in it, committed or whatever, and we're worried, the Ten of Cups shows up to tell us that we really have nothing to worry about. You know, everything is fine in our relationship. That doesn't mean that we don't need to communicate the fact that the devil came up, but, you know, we may be feeling in our hearts and possibly having illusions of this because Pisces is still in, I mean, Neptune is still retrograde, by the way, in Pisces. So that could be giving us this false notions and feelings that our relationship is on the brink of, you know, ending, and, you know, it's not. All's well, but we probably do need to communicate. All right, so now I'm going to pull some cards from the energy deck, beginning with, again, the fire signs. And your card is man holding a coin in reverse. I think this card came up in the general reading too. For the earth signs, your card is the sun. So it really goes along with this Ten of Cups. It's like to say that there is nothing to worry about. Things definitely get brighter, you know, happier, clearer. Like there's clarity. The sun brings light and clarity to issues. So where you maybe were having illusions and misunderstanding, not seeing, not perceiving something correctly, the sun can clear that up for you. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, our card is all tied up in reverse. And last but not least, the water signs, your card is strategy in reverse. Strategy has like stuff to do with contracts and things, which is interesting because I think that was a card was going to say that came up in the general in relation to water signs, I think. I don't know why I was talking about water signs specifically, though. I don't know. Check out the general. Yeah, we did have this card yesterday. And I told you that when it shows up, it could be talking about you acting against your own better judgment, self-interest even, particularly where it comes to your health and money, issues involving money. Maybe that is how somebody was betrayed, something having to do with money, or maybe they're putting their health at risk by dealing with a toxic relationship. That may be another way to interpret this. Also, I went on to say that there could be a person, maybe specifically a man, that you're dealing with, who the card is warning you that this man is like self-absorbed, very dismissive of you. This is not, good and healthy treatment. Out for themselves, out for their own advancement, what you can do for them, how they can get over on you and get by. That may be what this is about. And they're willing to do these things, to use you for their advancement at the cost of even your own advancement or safety or health, or again, finances maybe, and stuff like that. So you really got to be cautious if you feel like you might be who I'm talking to, who's dealing with this kind of person. It's just not a healthy situation. I don't know how else to describe it, really. It is important, though, to keep in mind that you are the only one that really has power and dominion over your own life. So if these things are happening to you, you can put a stop to it. I think I already explained what the sun was about, but I'll add that, it is a time of blessings also, and positivity for some people. Some may not be feeling stuck at all. Again, it could be talking about a Capricorn that's involved in a relationship, and then maybe that's why the devil showed up, for somebody. But the sun and the 10 of Cups talk about blessings and happiness and love and clarity and opportunities and like new birth, and maybe literal for somebody. This card, this got family, there's kids in here. This could be talking about the birth of a child. The sun, maybe specifically a male child, a boy coming coming in for somebody, maybe specifically for an earth sign, or you're dealing with an earth sign. I was going to say, the child is a earth sign, but no, not if they're born now. They're not an earth sign. Yeah, I mean, I think for some of you, it's specific. It's just like positive, and you can use it as, use the energy that's around you in your meditation, like visualizing light and, just like divinity, divine love, and all of that will help in your manifestation this week. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The all tied up shows up in reverse to tell us that any ties that have been binding us, anything that's been holding us back and keeping us from those manifestations that the magician allows us to bring about in our lives, those ties are breaking loose. Those cords, those strings are breaking loose. And a previously stuck situation is totally opening up. Any restrictions are clearing out. And it's time for us to get, moving on what we're trying to draw into our lives that's more positive. Also, like we're as individuals ready to break free from any patterns or habits, particularly things that were self-destructive, that kept us back, held us back for so long. We're ready to let those things go and to free ourselves and move on. And we're acknowledging that we have the power and clarity, as the magician tells us, to accomplish, again, in whatever it is we want to accomplish, and draw in whatever it is we want to draw in. And last but not least, water signs. Strategy in reverse can mean like a stall, a halt in progress, or something that was moving. So you got the Page of Wands, and wands are about movement. So just think about it as not that the energy is going to get stuck, but maybe this is going to be not only will you meet somebody, but you have an opportunity maybe to get to know them. Maybe you won't. Maybe what'll be stalled is, like, for example, if you haven't met in person, you've only met online, you know, maybe you want to meet online, you want to meet in person, but you won't get to just yet. Like there'll be some sort of stall that will be delayed, but it will still happen. And in the meantime, you can continue to get to know each other. You know, maybe you know each other, maybe you meet in person initially, you exchange numbers, but you don't get to go on a date, you know. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving, it's the holiday. Oh man, you know, it's been 2 months, we've been talking and we haven't met, or now it's Christmas. Okay, I'll see you in the new year, you know, that sort of thing. So the actual maybe movement that you would normally expect to have in a relationship, or, you know, when you meet somebody, may not happen. But in the meantime, you can be communicating, you know, by phone, by text, and or maybe even seeing each other in person, but just not moving as fast or as you otherwise might for whatever reason. Something is held up. Maybe somebody's getting divorced. That may be, and it's called strategy, but I'm seeing something about a contract here. Journal with this pen. It's like these are the pens like you sign official documents, like the Declaration of Independence or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm thinking maybe somebody's divorced or something, or getting divorced, and so that's a halt. Like you can't completely move on until that's done, but in the meantime, let's get to know each other and stuff like that. And I had kind of forgotten about these. I'll just pull last cards, maybe like advice, beginning again with the fire signs. Your card is your energy, the Queen of Wands. So this is a reminder, you are talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. So even if something like, we are not our experiences, basically, you know, the experiences are just meant to learn from, but we are not them. And just as this card says, you have the ability to change or get out of whatever situation, this is reminding you that you do too. This is actually your energy, the Queen of Wands, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Earth signs, your advice. It's another 10 of Cups. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or a chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy and balanced children. So just as I said. Air signs, joining all tied up in the Magician. Our card is the Four of Swords. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring you the answers that you seek. And that can certainly be part of the ties breaking loose, you figuring out what your next move is and stuff. Air signs. And last but not least, again, water signs. Your card is the Nine of Cups. So this is very positive. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away and you have a love of life. So whatever this concern is, again, don't worry about it. All will be fine. It just, things may not move as quickly as you're used to. I hope you guys have enjoyed the love reading. I'll be back soon. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do appreciate it, even though, you know, YouTube keeps telling me that's what I need to ask you to do, and it's not working. You know, but my channel is definitely shadow banned. But please do it anyway. I appreciate it. Thank you. Namaste.